What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 17 of Farmer's Dynasty, where it's simply titled Missions, Missions, and a Side of Missions. Since we're getting closer and closer to the next big patch, which will be January 18th, I just put two and two together. It's the day after my birthday. Either way, we're getting closer to that. We know a lot of things now that we didn't back then, like the implements for the Lidner tractor being drastically overpowered. Or by overpowered, I mean the tractor's way underpowered to be able to pull like the manure spreader, the fertilizer spreader. The seeder is fine. I don't know about the cultivator. We do have the mower, and we still do have this 18-hour long loading screen here. What's up, Sergio? Now, believe it or not, I was actually putting a hoodie on that entire time. Because it is a blistering 25 degrees right now. When you live in an older house, you get drafts. And I seem to have set my rig up in the worst spot possible, which is why we might be moving it down into another room. It's going to involve going through floors with Ethernet cable. Fun stuff. But while I wait for this to load here, that blue pickup truck in the background, hopefully they add that in. Of what's going on over in Romania. Hopefully they add in the transport missions for that HDS pickup truck, because that might be our next snatch and grab. Oh god, 2 degrees? Yeah, you can keep that 2 degrees. I don't like the 25. Alright, so there we go. We've got... Where are we? Okay, this is where it left off. I did some work with the Steam Link, and it blew up in my face, because I did the same thing that I always freaking do. Didn't save the damn game, and got screwed out of my save. Now, see this, it's gonna be interesting to see what we grow, seeing how I haven't fertilized anything, and I don't think I want to drive it through there now. But our Lidner is hooked up to our smaller plow somewhere on this map as we get awkwardly stuck in all of this. So we'll sleep through a day, go get our eggs, get our milk. Now I'm wondering if, oh, okay, the zucchinis must have already gone through. Whee. Yeah, I know my cows need milking. Did it fix what I did though? Whoa. Overly sensitive controller. There's eggs, eggs, eggs. These chickens don't seem to really take a lot of feed, which is nice. Alright, so we've got all our food, because we don't ever sell these. Yep, my stalls are still upgraded to the metal ones now. We really don't do that to me, cow. We really need to keep a watch on our hay in the barn here, because the cows can technically go 9 days without food, but after that they die. We don't want that happening. And we've got a field of grass that's just sitting there growing. What's going to be, is the grass going to grow first, or is the cow, am I going to have to buy a little bit of feed for these animals to keep them going. Although they did, I gotta give it to them, they did go through the winter months without me doing anything to them, so I think they should be alright. And I can tell it's almost time to retire another Xbox One controller. This one is starting to, the A button is sticking. It's not springing back like it used to. Alright, so we've got 62 jugs of milk, 97 eggs. Just for curiosity, I want to go to the greenhouse and check it. Because if the zucchini is ready, that means that everything that I did was for nothing. Which the zucchinis are ready. Alright, so yeah, we'll have a huge pile of zucchini ready to go out to the market. All our tomatoes over there. What do we have? Seeds? I think it's just pumpkins. Yeah, we have pumpkin seeds. So what we'll do is we'll I'm doing good. Still waiting for that coffee to kick in. Alright, so now we've replanted that entire row with pumpkins. Wait a minute, I do see some red tomatoes. Oh, no, that's the illusion of the, excuse me, new seeds and other ones. That's just the illusion of those. So we should have, yep, 174 zucchini. We're gonna run down to, the local, you know what, I wanna see something. Ah, won't let me do it yet. Will not let me repair it yet. Not even this dinky little playground fence. Or the seesaw. That's bad. It's on my property. Alright, so let's run down here too. Why has this gate never been opened? Run down to Johnny You Knows. Then we'll get started grinding into the... Really? Get started grinding into these missions.
Can I help you?
Yeah. Let me just make some awkward hand gestures
Sure.
like I'm actually doing something. It was so hard to get the right amount on here. Oh, well, when I played with the controller. Alright, so there. Now we're up to 10,285 euro, which might be enough to get that Flegel trailer. But according to what I've heard, that Flegel is also kind of glitched. Where's the Lidner? Enter that Lidner. And I guess we'll go up. Actually, you know what? I haven't seen anybody over here lately in a while. So we'll go over here, and we've got plenty of fuel. Now somebody said something about locking the tractor in 4-wheel drive mode on the Steam forum. I have yet to be able to find a 4-wheel drive mode, unless that's what that is. There's CVT, and then there's the X2, which maybe that's 2-wheel drive, but don't know. I know if you're playing on a keyboard, T is cruise control. I didn't see anything in the menu even for locking into 4-wheel drive. So I would imagine that that would be just regular CVT mode versus X2. I'm guessing X2 would just be 2-wheel. Once again, just completely a shot in the dark. No idea if there's any validity to that whatsoever. As we take on the world. Now, I am going to err on the side of caution, since the last time I played this it did crash on me after about an hour's worth of work. And it's kind of hard to get pissed off at it when you're in your chilling on a nice comfortable bed and it screws up and says, oh hey, game crashed. So like, okay, yeah, I'm done with it. I think this will just be a building repair, so this is why I think I went down here. I don't know, we still got a long ass way to go. Sorry for cutting through your farm there. And almost killing you guys. My bad. Just gonna drop this off in the lake here, it needs to be washed. Oh, we got some sick airtime there. Where's this guy running to? Where both of you running to? Hmm? What are you doing? What are you guys doing over there? You must have been doing something weird, because you ran off real quick. But yeah, the other big thing that people are complaining about is the annoying sound loop that this tractor is on. I don't mind it because it's not all up in my ear. That's something that's gonna take a long time to get. We are, but yet, still a poor farmer. We don't have enough social points or money, or despite how many times I try to get in somebody's pants. They don't care about that. You don't own enough land, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough social points. They're not gonna come after you. From what I've seen on the Steam community, it is almost impossible to get a wife right now. Oh yeah, that's completely, that's what I said. I was like, hey, watch, I'll catch some shit for saying this, but they're all gold diggers. You gotta be loaded. Where the hell's Gabriel? Or Joshua, whatever the hell his name is.
Busy.
You're not busy, you're staring at the ground, dude. What, really? So you're gonna pick up a random weed and act like you're doing something?
Hello there.
Huh?
There's a field near.
Ooh.
Sound.
Dude's got, looks like he just straight up bumped a big line of cocaine. Alright, so, what field are we going to? Oh boy, this is gonna narrow out. Narrow. That's wide enough. Wide enough you pull the drag harrow behind it. No, not back here. Alright, so we are at the subject field here. And just to be safe, because the last time we played, it freaking crashed. We're gonna start on our save game over and over and over kick. So the game's been saved. Let's go to CVT regular mode, see if that works as four-wheel drive. And we're gonna start plowing. So this is gonna be pretty much the emphasis of the entire stream. You're gonna see me either rebuilding, well, not rebuilding, but going through glitched buildings that quote unquote need repair, or you're gonna see me just out here doing this, plowing fields as we try to get the money up for new equipment, vehicles, and the like. Be nice once those material transport missions come in, then I'll actually have a reason to go buy the HDS pickup truck. Other than to actually finish rebuilding my house, which is pretty much almost 100%. It's just lacking a few things. And this almost feels a lot like the field that I was doing the other night. Although that was for Oliver. This pretty much feels just like the one I was doing for Oliver. But either way, And we still see that goofy texture there flipping over with the plow. Like, is there a body in there? So we'll just keep driving around this for a while. Almost wish I had the lemkin with me, but as a lemming. But yeah, we need a double the size tractor to be able to pull all those implements. And this tractor looks huge, but in reality it's maybe a 90 to 110 horsepower tractor at most. And a lot of those implements, look, we already have the texture glitch, unless that's just my wheels. Yeah, I'm hungry. No, I'm not. That was probably from my wheels. And indeed it was. Alright, so this is a weird shaped field, but a lot of good straight pulling area around here to do. Cruise control is definitely going to be my best friend for this one, and pretty much just do a double loop around the perimeter. Yeah, that Jack Bear is maybe a 25, 30 horsepower tractor. It's just I hate that you go out and buy, like I busted my ass after buying this tractor to get that big plow, and then they knocked the prices down in a patch. But it still doesn't matter because you can't pull that lemming plow because it'll violently hook the tractor either to the right or to the left. So it's just gonna sit in my barn and collect dust until they either give this tractor some more power or introduce another tractor and give us the option where we can trade in like the newer equipment like this. I don't expect to be able to trade in the Jack Bear. They should definitely give us another tractor that's got more power and then give us the option to be able to sell this one towards the new one. But if you look at it in reality, the easiest thing that they'll be able to do is just go into the coding of the game and tweak a little bit on the implements, and that'll fix it. Right now the physics, as they even said, the physics have a mind of their own. So there's things that still need to be worked and adjusted and tweaked on. So all they've really got to do is just go in and recode, do a little bit of coding work on the manure spreader, the fertilizer, the plow, the tipper trailer, seeing how that seems to drag the tractor sideways. They just got to go and do a little bit of work on that, and it'll fix everything to where it'll work with this tractor. Which, I mean, I don't really think that this thing's too underpowered. Although right there it did have a little trouble trying to drive over its own rust that it made, but it could just be because I'm using a controller and controllers suck right now, especially with all your driving controls being on one stick. But nonetheless, if they could fix just a few of the things like that, I think we'd have a lot better time with the Lidner here. Like that little bump that we just drove over, that probably would have killed if I had the lemming on it. It would just, we would have been stuck. The lemming seems to drop a lot deeper into the ground, and like I've said multiple times, the animation for it turning is backwards. It's supposed to go up and over, and it goes under and over. So they do have some small things to fix. Well, those updates are on their roadmap. These ones, these little ones that they're pumping out, are just updates to help with the bugs that we're encountering right now, that to keep us happy in between the time before they roll out a big update. So if they roll out 5 small updates, that's almost about the same as one big update, and then they still roll out the big update. So that technically they're doing double the work. They're definitely staying on top of the game and making sure that all bugs are investigated, and if it is a bug, that if it's simple enough for them to do it, and they can do a simple patch for it, then they'll do it just to stop it from bugging out. And then on top of it, they're still doing their roadmap updates. That's actually a pretty smart way to do it. Because otherwise, I could see it now. The Steam forum just absolutely filling up with a bunch of whiny little well, the first thing that came to mind was Christmas noobs, but just a bunch of whiny ass people saying, "Oh, this is broken, this is broken. Why aren't you guys putting little fixes out in between the big ones?" Well, if you fucking paid attention, they are. So we'll probably make another pass and then we'll save again just to make sure we don't get the dreaded crash. Oh, that is a wicked hook in that field right there. I'm still kind of tripping over that texture behind the plow. Got that terrain shift going on. That's kind of what happened when I was doing Oliver's big ass field and it crashed, so we need to be a little bit on the safe side. So yeah, I saw a couple little light glitches there too, so that's definitely a good reason to save. Oh, trust me, when I first started this game I sucked. I was missing patches all over the place. I've literally probably plowed 150, 200 fields. Now, I'm good at plowing with this one. Give me the Lemkin. I keep saying Lemkin because I'm so used to farming sim. Give me the lemming plow and I'll miss stuff all day long because you have no control over your tractor. Basically, the lemming hijacks it. But it's pretty simple. The way to plow and not miss anything is that wheel on the back, the left hand side. Just watch where that wheel goes because that's where the very, very edge of the plow is. Even though technically that should be another bottom back there. Wherever that little green wheel is where you're gonna not plow past. Okay, these ruts are a little deep. I think they might have messed with the physics again. I don't remember my tractor bouncing this much. But we might take a trip over to the implements store, and I don't remember how much that bigger tipper was. Now granted, the harvester is something that we need. I just hate how it gets to 1,000 and then it fills up. And that's normally how I do a field. I'll do basically an end pass all the way around, and then I'll work my way up and down in the middle. But this field, it just seems like it's easier, and I can get it done faster just by running around the edge over and over and over. Because I'm constantly moving. If it's more of a squared off style field, then I always go around and just do like a box around it, and then I'll do either lateral or vertical passes up and down it. But when it's a field like this, and I can do this one fingered, just using one thumb after setting the cruise control, I can be a lot more efficient at tearing up a lot more ground by just going around the edge and then dealing with what's left in the center. Because once we start getting on the sides, this forebottom is going to actually push a lot wider than it normally would. If we come in on a left-hand angle or right-hand angle, it's going to destroy a lot more on the left side. So it's kind of a catch-22. Some of them you can do with just a simple box and then get around, and the other ones you actually kind of want to take advantage of being able to use cruise control. As this one seems to be working pretty good. I think I might have missed one like little tiny microscopic dot so far in this field, and yeah, right over there. One dinky little dot missed. But that's not going to matter because we're going to get probably, there's going to be left over when it says that we're quote unquote done. The field won't be 100% plowed. But it's not ours, so we don't have to worry about it. If they say it's done, then it's done. I don't care if it says, okay, you have the field plowed, but it's at 100%. Okay. This one I believe is going to be 1,800, I think it was 1,863 or 53 euros. I wish they would kind of, well, they already had increased the amount of money that you get by 100%. They need to kind of increase it more. I understand that it's their catch and reel system of keeping you tied into the game by having to grind out the fields, but it does kind of get pretty repetitive after a while, just plowing, going to a building that's already been repaired and getting a minimal amount of money, plowing, building, plowing, building, plowing, building, plowing, which is why I'm really looking forward to when they add those transport missions. Now see, I don't mind plowing, it's just, I think it makes for a boring stream. Just see me driving around in a field doing this over and over and over again just because we have to grind up for our next piece of equipment. But it is part of the game and something we all have to do. It's just that I wish there was a way that I could, without cheating, and sadly that would just be doing a ton of gameplay offline, not streaming it. This is sadly what we're stuck doing for quite some time. We're going to be plowing and doing repair missions and plowing and repair missions Now, if the transport missions end up paying good, I could see myself doing those. And somebody had commented, I think it was yesterday during the ATS stream that I had going. The eggs aren't worth crap. They're worth 40 cents a piece. So the eggs I just keep as my own personal food. Whatever I grow in the greenhouse and the milk, those get sold because the milk goes for €4 per container. And I'll usually let that build up to about almost 200 containers of milk, and that's roughly around €700. The zucchinis, those bring in, I think, 2 something euro a piece, and I had 174 of those, so we brought in a decent amount of money off of our zucchini and the milk. But instead of buying the food from Johnny over at the store, we stay self-sufficient by just eating the eggs. Granted, the egg is like the least nutritional thing that you can use. It's free food. You buy the hens, you keep the eggs, or if you start getting a huge surplus of them, sell some of them off, but keep enough eggs to where you can be self-sustained on food and never have to buy that overly expensive stuff again. Well, calling a tow truck will literally just reset you back out right out to the road, and it also costs you €240. What the hell? There's that texture glitch again. It'll just reset me right out to that paved road right over there. I did something stupid one night. I had the tractor stuck on the bridge, and it used to reset you back at your farm, which was really weird. So you could have been on the other side of the map and hit the reset button, and all of a sudden you're back at your farm. But now it'll reset you to the closest road to where you're at, which would be this little paved road behind me, and they charge you €240 to do it, which they've always charged you to do it, but at least they fixed it to where it doesn't bring you all the way back to your own farm, because that was kind of annoying as well. Unless I was wanting to get back to the farm and I was just feeling lazy and didn't want to drive, then I would just get whatever I had stuck, transport back to the farm to get rid of the implement and go pick up the other implement that I'd already purchased. I don't see why they haven't fixed it yet. They might be waiting till the 18th, because I've reported it several different times with screenshots, video clip from the streams I've done. So they have to know that they have to be aware that it's there, because I've done a thread on the forum showing it multiple times, as well as other people, so they know it's there. I think they're just gonna wait till the 18th to smooth it over. I mean, if it's on somebody else's farm, that's fine, but when it's on your farm and you're trying to do stuff and you've got ruts from the plow that go like under your barn, or just all over, randomly all over the place, it just looks horrible. Now there's no physics involved in it, so you could drive over it. Yeah, they plan on every 18th of the month they're gonna roll out a large update. So January, February, March, and April are the ones that we know of so far that's on their roadmap. Now this game is gonna stay in early access according to them until, I think it's either, I don't know if it's gonna be the beginning of February or the end of February. They said that they would be pulling it out of early access by February. Who knows, that could change. But looking at everything here, the core mechanics of the game work just fine. And of course, just to be safe, let's save that game. Dropped out a little bit too early. Yeah. Should be almost done with this. Maybe another 4 or 5 passes. Come on, Super Farmer, you can do it. Now see, that's something that I've gotten mixed readings on. From what I had originally heard, they had no intention of porting this over to console. I could be wrong. They may be porting it to PS4 and Xbox One. Who knows? I mean, how they did with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and look how bad that was. The only thing that I could see that would be the problem is you really need that mouse to zoom in and out on the map. It very well might be coming to console, but I think that's why it might be delayed, and it might be quite some time before we do see it on console, if it does, because I know you can pretty much do almost everything right now with a controller. You just can't zoom in on the map, and you can't, I mean, the default repair button is clicking a right stick, which kind of sucks. So I changed that back to left mouse button. So right now it's primarily all my controls are on the one. I think I've only got 1 or 2 keybinds on that aren't on the controller. Could be scrolling on the map, zooming, and repairing. I love how the textures are still all jacked up. You should see rows and rows and rows as far as this field goes, but nope. They're gonna be stuck up at the other end of the field. We're bouncing around pretty good now. I'm pretty sure, I'll double check before I post it, but I'm pretty damn sure that there's been a lot of people already asking that question, if it's ever going to be ported to console. I'll double check the Steam community, and if it's not, if I can't find it, I will post that. Okay, apparently you can only get so much area rutted at one time before it makes the ruts disappear. Kind of like the old NASCAR games for like PS2. Skid marks only go so far before they start erasing. So apparently that's what's happening here. Is I've made so many turns of the plow that it can't keep up with it, and it's smoothing over the terrain on the sides. Which would kind of almost make sense. So now that we've gotten to there, I think what I'm going to do is, since we're in CBTX2, now it might be faster for me just to go ahead and back up. Yep, this is going to be faster now to do it this way. And the only reason why I did do the bend again is because that way I can get more chunk per pass done. So we seem to be on a pretty good angle here as far as getting the field completed each pass, as well as we can easily just back up. I mean, no, we gotta come over this way. Now we should be pretty damn close to being done. Back it up, do it again, back it up, do it again. Now, I'm gonna guess and say that after the completion of this pass, or the next one, it's gonna say field done. Even though there's a huge chunk still left in here that shouldn't allow you to be done with it, but I'm more than willing to bet that we're pretty much done. And let's see. Might take one more. What's going on, Evan? Uh-oh. What happened now? Actually, I can give two shits about it. But what's going on with it? He can't sell the rights to that. He doesn't own the rights to it. Oh crap, I almost drove in the field. Yeah, go ahead, because he has no legal right to owning that. He did not. He's not the owner of that company, so that particular deal. So if he did that, I'm gonna come down on him like a fucking sledgehammer, because he had no legal right to do that.
Thank you. Here's something for you.
Oh, thank you. So what's the money at? Merger. Well, here, I'm gonna get down to the bottom of this real fast, and I'm actually gonna contact Troy and see what the hell he says. Why is that tractor rolling? You can't make it to where you can click on it because for some reason YouTube doesn't allow links. Where the hell is it? The kind of list.
You can't be sure about that.
That sucks.
Nothing ever changes.
Was it Newman? Yeah, Newman
That's what you
Logistics.
tell us.
Always late, never
Well, let's see
on
how he
time.
likes
Same
that.
story
Because
every
I
time.
just sent him,
On top of all things.
just sent him a text to, and told him like, yeah, did you know that your little buddy just fucked you over and sold your damn company from you? Oh, I don't care. It doesn't affect me one bit. But I'm sorry if there's any fellow Brits out there. I'm not gonna let some little handicapped little British asshole fucking try and destroy a company, which I can easily go after his ass because me and Troy were 50-50 in on that company, and I never gave up or forfeited my 50% of it. So if I have to, I'll show my ass. Now this is over a virtual trucking company. We had Carlisle Transportation. Well, that's fine. Does you know what you know what we'll do, Evan? I'll just resurrect Polar Industries again. I still have that, and I own 100% of the copyrights to that one. Oh god, we're driving around a lake. Not good. Other than the actual trademarking, but as far as the VTC side, I own all legal rights to that one. I've even talked to Mark and got it to where me and him are on the level. So if I really want to, I can pull out Polar Industries and fire that back up. See, that's always been my little ace in the hole in case shit ever hit the fan with Carlisle. I've had Polar Industries. Did that a long time ago. Yeah, I was the co-founder back in the day of a lot of the divisions for the virtual trucking company. And Arctic did have a hand in it, but he was never put in a position where he had any power to do anything like, oh fuck, we might have to sell. Nope, 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 Linder, get out of that. Yeah! Now, for all I know, Troy might not even give a shit, and if that's the case, then that will be the death of Carlisle. Because I know Carlisle back in the day had a merger with Conway. I'm getting hungry. I know he merged with Conway back in the day, and that fell apart like, 5 or 6 different times. But I've never heard of Newman Logistics, and hopefully I didn't. Hopefully I didn't take Carlisle's Discord off my list, because if I can find that little prick online, he's gonna be in for a world of hurt. Not like, once again, not like I give a shit. What they do? They change all the policies and the protocols and shit? So I gotta go across the street this time. Are you fucking serious? Okay, well here, alright. You know what? This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Fuck
Hello?
Carlisle.
Good after.
Anybody who,
A building on.
oh, great, it's this one. Anybody who, gets boned out of being able to drive for them because they're not 21 or older, it's a fucking video game. So, we can actually use this to exploit them. And potentially ruin these fuckers, because if they find out that I am behind it, they might get a little bit more conservative on shit.
Thank you. Here's something for you.
Yeah, fuck that shit. That's not a virtual trucking company, that's a fucking cult. I'm not signing my life or shit over to anybody. That is bullshit. So, all I have to do is just do a pro boards, whatever. Do a little bit of advertising, and I guarantee you we can destroy these bastards over at Newman. But that's all gonna be dependent on if the summer map has come out yet for the new summer map has come out for 1.29. This actually might be the best case scenario. Do I have enough to buy this yet? I'm looking straight at it. Let me fucking buy. Did I buy it already? Well, it shows to buy that. I wonder if I've already bought this damn thing. Let's see if I can hook to it. I may or may not have already bought this freaking thing. Well, son of a bitch, I did. I've already bought the big Flegel trailer. Now, wait a minute, that makes me wonder now. Ah, I did. C6 all drivers over the age of 21. They kept on drivers who are man found workouts as they see fit. Yeah, they can eat a dick on that. Wait a minute. If it'll cease to exist all drivers over the age of 21, that means they want a bunch of like 10-year-olds driving for them, which they'll just run the company into the ground. Either way, we can destroy these assholes. Look, we're driving unsafe. Must be able to run at least a 70-hour week. Dude, you can't even run 70 hours in real life. Who the fuck has time to sit around and run 70 hours? You hit 60 hours a week in real life, you have to hit a 34-hour recap. No, actually, I think that right there is going to drive them into extinction. Damn it. I don't want to see the volume. I want to see... Yeah, the barley and the wheat, which are in both of these fields here, are getting sold to the windmill. And normally I would sell the bales, but those are going towards cows. The straw, well, actually, the straw from the fields here is going towards cows for the bedding, and the rest of it's going towards animal feed. I kind of had a feeling I had the new. I just don't remember purchasing that. Now, from what that little bit I've read right there, that company's gonna be fucking buried in the ground within a month. There's no way in hell anybody's gonna be able to put 70 hours a week in. That's just fucking ridiculous. On the Carlisle Discord? I might have to jump over there and give that little prick my 2 cents. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong fucking way. Why am I going back to this? I need to go to the gas station. Well, he's about to have a fucking foot up his ass. Wow, I had to close with my own plow. So we'll refuel this, get that done. So did he didn't make any actual physical money off of it, correct? The V sold it for money. Yeah, we're about to get another route to this. Let me see, do I still have it? Let me check real quick. Okay, at doing that, damn it. Go in here. Oh, I'm not. I'm just gonna take a little peek. I want to see something here. Oh, apparently there's an update. But we've already hit the hour mark, and I'm kind of tired of driving a tractor, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the Discord, and I'm gonna start getting this shit sorted out just to see what the fuck's going up.